Hello, welcome to You Know Something. I'm Dina.
I'm Diana.
Hello, Diana.
Hey, girl.
Are you ready to talk
I'm
about?
so ready to talk about whatever you're going to throw me my way.
Okay, and you have no idea.
I don't. I sometimes wish we could lie and say that I did because I feel like I do a lot better, but you don't let me do that.
Oh.
So hit me with it, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna try to tell you telepathically what the topic is. See if you get it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm squeezing my temples.
No communication on this end.
You got
So,
nothing, huh?
yeah, you got dead batteries, girl.
That's for sure. We're going to talk about ways to save money in maybe not so conventional ways.
I'm in all about saving money, so let me know if you know something I don't.
Okay. Well, and you're doing well too. I mean, you're in a good spot, have a great life, but sometimes it's just fun to save. It's just like gives you a little high, a little
Mm.
dopamine hit when you save money, right?
Yeah, well, I've been taught that since a young age, so absolutely 100% on my end. You gotta put back for that little rainy day.
Right. And we're not talking about when I talk about we're going to talk about on this episode saving money. I don't mean like open savings accounts and buy stock and invest, all that boring stuff. Just fun little ways to do it. I joined a frugal Facebook group. It's called Frugal Living, and I'll include a link if anybody wants to join it that's listening. There's a difference between being frugal and being a cheapskate. Some people are accused of being a cheapskate or stingy, you know.
Right?
The difference is a cheapskate is a stingy person who is unwilling to spend money and tries to avoid paying a fair share, often exhibiting miserly or contemptible behavior. This is according to Google, Professor Google. While being frugal means being careful with money. A cheapskate goes to an extreme, such as by avoiding necessary expenses, not giving tips, or even acting dishonestly to save money, all with a negative connotation. So we're talking about being frugal, not stingy.
Understand.
Okay. So you mentioned a little bit at the very top of the show what you were raised to do money wise. What were your parents like, just in general? What was your life like as far as um, saving, spending?
My life was very regimented, and we had a certain amount that we spent. I knew that over the month, and that was all we were allowed. But I never did without. I never went to bed hungry. But I won't say that we had the best of everything. We were kind of moderate, I guess you say. And I just learned from a young age if you earn $10, you can spend five and then you put away five. And out of that five that you spend, you're going to have daily living expenses. So you put $4 out of that five into what it takes to live, and you take $1 out for yourself and you hold that back.
Hmm,
And that's what you add on. And that was kind of the arithmetic or algorithm that my dad had broken down very simply as to how to allocate. And I will note that he saved more than he spent, which obviously is that portion of that calculation.
mhm.
And in the long term, and when he was older, he was able to still provide for my mother and him to live in a, a moderate retirement home, but have well care. And I just think over time, I've saw the fruition and the fruits of his labor and how he did save on the front end so that he could have money on the back end.
Right. That sounds a lot
And
like my childhood. Yeah.
yeah,
I never felt embarrassed by my clothes. I never went to bed hungry. I never felt, like I didn't want someone to come over to my house. And my dad worked his butt off to provide. My mother chose to stay home to raise us, which I'm personally for me, I'm so glad she did. That was great for me. I had a great childhood. I didn't get an allowance. Did you get an allowance?
I did not unless I did some chores. I
Right.
had to work
Right.
for it. Had
Right.
to do dishes or mow the lawn or fold the laundry. All that fun stuff.
Yeah. If I wanted something, I could kind of justify to my mom, I want this because of this. And she would very reason. I knew I wasn't going to get everything I asked for, but when she was able, she would get, if we went out somewhere, get me a special treat or special toy if I was good while we were out or things like
Right.
that. So it was a good balance, but I didn't get a allowance, so to speak. And I also didn't really have chores. I mean, I couldn't leave my room a mess, but if I wanted to make extra money, I could say, can I do the dishes for $2 or whatever this week or what, that kind of thing. Save up for something, but I wasn't really forced. Like if I got Christmas money from my uncle, like $5 or something when I was young, I could really do whatever I wanted to. My parents said, if you're going to spend it, you're going to wish you'd spend it somewhere else. So think about it if you're sure that's what you want to spend it on. But I was allowed to keep my money in my room and spend it how I wanted to. Were you forced to save money that you got?
For a long time, many, many years, that's how it went down. Exactly how I said on the first of the podcast.
Yeah.
So that was when I felt like I actually first went to real job, which that was a lifeguard. I'm not sure you call that a real job, but it
Yeah,
really
you
is a
got
real
money.
job. I did, and I protected lives. So there you go.
Yeah.
Um, the first time I got a real paycheck, I felt overwhelmed. I think I remember it was like $88. I don't know why I remember that, but I just
Uh,
do. And I thought I was the Queen of England.
where am I going to spend it all?
Well, I knew that I had to put back half, and then I knew I may want a big little or a big Whopper when I went out, at Burger King. I used to love to eat Burger King. And so
Whopper
mom thought
money.
mom thought it wasn't healthy, so I had to pay for it if I wanted to eat there.
Oh, very good.
Ah, weren't they? I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
You didn't like
But
it at the time, but that's really
I
great.
didn't. But I have rules that I still to this day don't step outside of. And I don't there may be money left over when I'm gone, but then again, I may live till 100, and after your 70s, I think you probably can't work and earn a living. So, do you have the funds there to take care of you for the next 30 years?
Yeah. It's like people say, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself and I would have put some money back.
Yeah, I don't want to be living under a bridge at 99.
Right. All right. Well, the things we're going to talk about today won't make you ready for retirement, but it will save you a little bit here and there, and it's fun to talk about to see if maybe you already do all these things. At first, it says to audit your spending for 2 months. Keep it whether you keep it in a computer or write it down in a ledger, just for fun. See what you actually spend every dollar on for 2 months. At the end of the day, jot down, what'd you spend on coffee today? What'd you spend for lunch? Did you get gas? That kind of thing. To see where your money's going.
Yeah.
And then get your life organized. You won't waste food and buy clothes you don't need that you forgot you had. Like you buy two of something at the grocery store because you forgot that was in the very back of the refrigerator, or you open the crisper and you see a rotten apple in the back that you forgot about that you could have eaten. So if your refrigerator's neatly organized, you're not going to miss that food.
You must know my husband. He loves to organize our refrigerator.
Well, that's a good
And make
thing.
sure that before we go to the grocery store, he kind of takes an audit of what's in there so we don't duplicate.
Very good. Very good. Buying food, a lot of this came up a lot in this list, buying food without planning, like just going to stop by the store. There's nothing to eat at home and just grabbing this and that, and you get home and you don't even have a meal, you know. You just have a bunch of crazy, crazy things that don't make a meal. All right. And coupons, I think we all used to clip our coupons, and there's some people who knew how to do it where the store owed them money at the register. I used to get behind people and think, how in the world did you do that? Extreme couponing, coupons now have kind of gone to your phone. Like if you shop at a certain store a lot, you get their rewards app and put it on your phone, and then special deals will come up. So you're not really clipping coupons. I'm sure there's some people that still do it, but you don't really get them as much in the mail as you used to. So a lot of people recommended if you find you're shopping at the same place a lot, download their rewards app because it does pay off.
Yeah. That's true. I will remember my mother had a coupon booklet that was organized, meaning it was labeled based on, goodness, fabric softener versus, bread versus toilet paper. She had it all organized. And I felt like it took forever to get through the grocery store after she was done with her coupons.
Yeah,
She's
people get
probably
behind it.
one
They're
of those,
like,
yeah, she's probably one of those ladies you're like, wait a minute, how did you just do that? Nah, you're not that old.
yeah, I've used coupons here and there, but I'll use the clip them and then let them expire. But I do have rewards apps to most everywhere I go on a regular basis. And it does, you get those points when you buy something, and all of a sudden you've got a reward. So they're free. Why not? If you've got room on your phone, why not put them on there? And finally, before we get to the little fun things, is joining a food club like Sam's or Costco worth it? I Googled it. It said it depends on what you're getting. If it's paper products, yes. If you have a big family, yes. And I don't know what the membership fees are yearly now, but it does pay off for those things. If you're just a single person or a couple, not really. It doesn't really pay off to do that, except for the paper products. And then the meat and veggies you don't want to buy there, according to this financial expert, because you're really not saving anything. And you may get so much it'll go bad before you can eat it. Do you shop at discount at clubs?
Guilty.
No, not necessarily guilty. What do you get there?
Oh, I go overboard, and I do get their chickens. They have the best baked chickens, whatever they call them, rotisserie.
Rotisserie.
Yeah, rotisserie. I finally found the word in my brain, and yeah, of course, paper products, but dog and cat food or cat litter, and then also we've got the office, so
Yeah.
cleaning supplies, things like that. I feel like are very beneficial, and I just love their clothes.
Oh, you get their coats there too. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, well, they're clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Like
thought you
clothes
said
you wear.
yes, clothes you wear.
Oh,
I thought you said coats, but I have gotten some awesome coats there too.
okay. How funny. I'm currently not a member of any place. But your business, of course, a business is going to benefit from being a club member for sure. So you might as well get stuff for yourself too. As long as you're not buying stuff there that's going to go bad before you eat it,
Hmm.
I think it's a good deal. All right. So the following things, Diana, well, to make it fun, let's say I'll tell you what they are, and you can say, I do, as in I do that, or I would do, or that's cuckoo. I'm not doing that.
Okay, I got it.
All right. You know how you have a loaf of bread, and when you get finished, there's the two end pieces of bread. Number one, do you eat those? Do you make a sandwich with the end pieces?
I love those. They're my favorite.
You're kidding.
You're like, of course they are.
Well, good. Then you're doing good because there's an emphasis on nothing wasted food wise. Use all the food for a purpose, every bit of it, including fruit and vegetables. Bread ends, a lot of people said that they put them in the toaster or the oven and toasted them and then grind them up for breadcrumbs, or they sliced them into cubes and did the same thing for croutons. But you just
Okay.
make a sandwich out of them, so you're doing good. Freeze the crumbs. You can freeze breadcrumbs from 3 to 6 months if you wrap them tightly in plastic and then put them in a freezer bag. Use them for Thanksgiving stuffing. If you save the cubes, you can use them for bread pudding. So don't throw those ends away. Water. Some of these are crazy. Recycling your water. So when you start a shower and you're waiting for the water to get warm, do you just let that valuable water go down the drain while you're getting ready to get in there?
I have to say, I don't like a cold shower, and it takes a minute for the water to warm up. So
Me too.
I'm guilty of that.
Me too. Me too. But these people would not approve. People will take a bucket, turn on their shower water, put the bucket underneath it, do whatever they do to, get undressed or whatever they do to prepare for the shower, waiting for it to get warmed up, and then save that bucket and put it in the back of the toilet and flush it.
Oh,
Is that a
okay.
cuckoo? Is that a cuckoo?
I think that talks. takes a lot of time and effort and energy every morning. But you could use that as your cat or your dog water, fresh
Mhm.
water. You could always water your plants with it. So I'm not sure about the toilet thing, but I would probably say I would agree with that if I felt like that made a difference in humanity.
Well, apparently water, I don't think about my water bill that much. uh, or notice it. It's combined with my power. But yeah, my power and my water bill are on the same thing, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. So I don't really look at it unless it just be some astronomical amount that I think I must have a leak or something. I've had that happen before. But
Wow.
apparently water is can really you can save a lot of money by watching your water usage. So if you had a small bucket, your shower's huge, so you could put a small bucket in the corner if it wasn't too unsightly, or maybe under your bathroom sink and toss it under that
Yeah.
sprinkle while you're waiting for it to get warm. And like you say, you came up with the other ideas they had listed here, water plants. I don't, your toilet's so fancy. I don't know if you can open the back and pour water in it. Yeah.
I've never tried.
Some people actually use it to wash, like water the garden outside, wash things in. Like it's not dirty. If you think about the water coming out of it, it's not dirty water.
Well, I mean, you're about to step underneath it and wash your body.
Right,
So
right.
no, it's not dirty.
One guy even unhooked his washing machine hose and made it go out into a big industrial sized garbage can. So when he washes clothes, all that water comes
No
out of
way.
his out
Yeah.
of his washing machine. Now, I'd say his wife, he either lives alone or his wife's not real happy with that.
Wow. Okay. I'm not going to call the guy cuckoo because that's actually pretty good brain cell activity to be able to think of that.
If you think about how much water goes through your washing machine, I mean, obviously you couldn't drink it or clean with it or anything, but you could water outside
Hmm.
stuff with it. Or he said he even uses like to wash off the porch because it's got soap in it. He'll sling it out on the porch and scrub it or whatever. So
Oh,
kudos to him. He's obviously got a lot of time on his hands.
yes, he does.
Only flush, what's the saying? If it's yellow, let it stay. If it's brown, flush it away. So
Oh, no,
some
that's
people let,
nasty.
like the TT to build up in your toilet all day long.
Don't ma'am.
Okay. Well, your toilet flushes automatically as soon as your butt lifts up.
You're right. There's a reason for that. But if it did not, I would actually turn around and flush it
Okay.
because that's a sanitary issue.
So that's a cuckoo for you. All right.
So what wait just a minute. We
Okay.
need to back up. I need
Okay.
to understand what we just went over. Are you telling me that people like pee pee and pee pee and pee pee into the same thing and don't flush it?
And flush at the end of the day unless they poo poo.
Oh my lord. Oh no. Mm-mm. No, not gonna happen.
Okay. Just remember
Cuckoo,
if it's
cuckoo.
if it's yellow, let it stay. If it's brown, flush it away. If you have a gym membership, which I do, and it's totally going to waste currently, go there and take a shower. Hmm. Go work out, take a shower, and then come home and you say, I'm not comfortable taking a shower at my gym. I feel like somebody's going to accidentally pull the curtain open and say, oh, excuse me, and have all these strangers talking and hear the weights banging outside while I'm naked.
I think it takes a little too much gas money to get back and forth to the gym just to
Yeah, I mean, if you're
take a
going to work out
shower.
anyway, I always shower at home, even when I go to the gym. I like come home and I shower.
Well, I usually take a shower at the gym, yes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I just don't consider it to take the place of my daily shower.
Hmm.
After I work out, that's awful. But then, of course, I take a shower in the morning. And then after I do yoga or work out, I would take a shower in the afternoon.
Okay. One other lady, after she takes a bath rather than a shower, and
Hmm.
she leaves her bathtub stopped up, and then she takes a bucket and gets all the water out of the bathtub and puts it in a big garbage can outside and uses that to water her plants.
Well, that's a workout in itself.
Yes, that's true. All right, electricity, probably another big expense. One of our biggest expenses is turn off the breakers when you're not using that item. Make sure your breakers are marked appropriately. Turn off your dryer breaker clothes dryer breaker apparently is like one of the biggest suckers of electricity.
Hmm.
Again, I don't know if that's a habit I could get into, but it doesn't sound too cuckoo.
No, it does not. I live with a builder and he's never suggested that. So you have electricity going even though the power's not on and
Apparently.
running? I did not know that.
I didn't either. The water heater, if you're not going to be using the hot water, for so long, or if you leave town, flip that breaker for the hot water heater. And unless
Yeah.
it's winter, I guess you want to leave.
Now that we do.
Oh, you do that.
Yeah, Dan does that.
Okay, cool. And also just unplugging things.
Everything's unplugged unless it's being used. Yeah.
You do that already?
Yeah, I think that's
Diana.
important. Is that a
Oh,
good thing? I just think
yes. It never
I just,
occurred to me.
really, I just think it's I guess an elect if there were ever lightning and it's a attractant, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I just was always taught to unplug things that you weren't using. So,
Interesting. Well, obviously you can't unplug your refrigerator, but you could unplug. The
right.
washer and dryer, usually it's hard to get to the plugs. So that's
Well,
why.
oh, okay, you have to draw the line on that. I don't want, I don't unplug and replug that back up. But like if there's a light or a room or whatever that I'm not using, other than a night light, runs all the time. But
Mhm.
on average, when I'm done with something, I'll turn it off and unplug it.
Really? Well, you're doing good, girl. I'm living like Rockefeller over here on a on a hobo budget. All right. The most economical dishwashing liquid is Dawn or Palmolive. You know how many choices there are on those. And to beat all those, it's just that not everyone has a Walmart or wants to go to Walmart. Walmart brand dishwashing liquid is the most economical by far. I'm a person who likes to hand wash. If I just have a few dishes, I hand wash them rather than put them in the dishwasher, which is not good water wise. It's always better to load your dishwasher, rinse them off so they're not stinky in your dishwasher, and then wait till you have a full load, of course, and then start it. Or do you wash your dishes every day in the dishwasher, or do you wait till it's full?
Yeah, we wait till it's full, almost full.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's the most economical thing to do. But in some dishes, you have to hand wash, some glasses and things like that. The Walmart brand, if you have a Walmart, you can certainly order from Walmart, is the most economical. And I tell you what I do is I save a bottle of my dishwashing liquid and pour half in it, and then I dilute them with water. I pour water into the soap itself up to the top. So I'm really getting two bottles out of one.
I do that
Do
too.
you? We're so smart. I find
Well,
it
it
easier to
makes,
rinse too. It's so
yeah,
concentrated.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, good. All right. This one's maybe a cuckoo. In the fall, you can actually buy deer, Deer. Did I say three E's? Deer carrots and apples. They're ugly carrots and apples that are not pretty enough to be in the grocery store, but are perfectly safe to eat. You can find them at gas stations, hunting supply shops, and get a huge bag of apples for $5.
Hmm. Are you fixing to ask me if I would eat those?
Thoughts, just thoughts.
I would absolutely eat them.
Yeah, I don't care what they look like.
As long as they taste good and they're not, obviously rotten or have, bad places or whatever. Food is food.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting one because I never thought to go buy at a hunting supply place or animal feed place would have them. Only in the fall is when they have them. But there's a company called Misfits Market, misfitsmarket.com. I'll include a link, and you can actually subscribe to it, and they will send you ugly fruit and vegetables every month that the stores rejected, like they pick them out and nobody wanted that poor little bruised pear or whatever. But they're still
Oh,
good. They're not rotten. They're just,
yes.
and I've never used them, so I can't say that you don't get rotten stuff now and then, but they've been in business for a while, so apparently that works. I think that's a good idea.
I think that's a fantastic idea,
Mhm.
especially if you want to give to different organizations as far
Mhm.
as, you're saving yourself a little bit of money. It gives you a little extra pocket change to, help out your local food pantry or give to your local church, give to your local animal hospital, just
Yeah.
gives you a little bit of extra to be able to bless somebody else.
Yeah. And if you have a big family, by the time you chop up, an ugly apple and make an apple pie, they don't know what it looked like. If you have to feed a big family, and I don't know how people do it, especially these days. Those
Yeah.
grocery store aisles, it's scary out there in them grocery store aisles, girl.
That's where I rarely go. I hate to go.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of having food delivered, groceries delivered. I order online, but I make a plan. I make a meal plan, which is another thing to do. Don't just buy things willy-nilly. I make a 5-week, excuse me, 5-day meal
I was
plan.
going to say 5 week. I am impressed.
And so I don't buy anything extra. And then I have my master list that I keep. And these apps will keep them for you too. And you look and say, am I out of this? Am I out of this? Otherwise, you'll be like, I don't remember if I have that or not. I'll just get another one when you already got three that you haven't used at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing, this is, I'm gonna say cuckoo on this one, but eat everything you have in your home. Just try it. Eat everything you have before you go buy anything else.
I said,
Everything.
yeah, I say cuckoo on that when you said everything. I'm thinking uh dried beans,
You gotta go.
cereal, cookies,
Mhm.
crackers, things that are not protein derived, meaning chicken, meat, beef, whatever. I
Mhm.
feel like you need a little bit of nutrition in your meal. So no, I'm not gonna go for that one.
Yeah. I could just imagine myself. I would end up with a cinnamon stick, old baking soda, bread in sandwich, with a little bit of dark baking chocolate on top.
And a brown black going black pear to put on top of it.
All right, lettuce soup. Some people take lettuce that's starting to get wilted and they actually boil it just like turnip greens or, any kind of greens. I thought that was interesting. Throw some veggies in and some chicken broth or whatever.
I've never heard of that. I'm
Me
gonna
either.
try
Did you know,
that.
Diana, that dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets are $3 less a bag than regular shaped chicken nuggets?
I need the dino ones
Yeah.
then.
So woman
I
said,
love
I
me
just sit and
some.
eat dinosaurs.
I
Eat
love
the-
me some chicken nuggets.
yeah, so try the dinos next time. Doesn't they're
where
fine
do
too. You can bite the
where
dinosaurs' heads off.
where do I get them?
Oh, any grocery store. Yeah, it's for kids. So.
Oh, okay.
Dino chicken nuggets. All right, haircut. Hair color is very expensive. This woman buys a wig and then she wears it like if she starts getting gray roots or her
Hmm.
hair starts getting in her eyes, she just pulls her hair back and wears her wig for a while. Therefore, she can wait and get her hair cut and colored like every 8 weeks instead of every 4 to 6 weeks. What do you think about that?
Would go for that.
Yeah, I know that's too crazy. All right, I'm going to include some links to people who can teach you how to eat for like $12 a week. Have recipes, give you the grocery list. I'm not buying it, but we'll see. I'll include them. Two Sisters and Julie Pacheco, great YouTube channels. Using all the food, like I said, like a watermelon, cut up the rind and pickle the rind, or even feed the rind to deer. Don't throw away produce
Mhm.
scraps.
Mhm.
Mulch them.
Right.
Reuse gift bags and tissue and cut the front of greeting cards off to use as like a gift tag. Well, I think those are all good ideas. We reuse gift bags for years in our family. It's kind of a joke. Oh, you got the Santa Claus coming out of the chimney bag this year, didn't you? Like I had it last year.
Well, that's what tells that you and I grew up on a fairly meager income together as far as being raised. So that's why I think you and I do a lot of the same things.
Yeah, I fold up those bags and fold up the tissue paper and use them
Oh
again
yeah.
and again. We
Oh
just
yeah.
accept that. Toilet paper and paper towels. Would you dry your hands on a paper towel and then lay it out like over your faucet in the kitchen and let it dry and use it again if you were just drying off your clean hands?
I would.
Do you do that?
I do sometimes when I wash. I'm a nurse, so I wash my hands a lot, and I use a lot of paper towels. A lot of times I wash my hands even though they're necessarily clean. I just feel like I've touched something and I want to wash them. So I do go through a lot of paper towels, and yes, I do that. And a lot of times I'll use those paper towels to do cleaning, to like clean stuff. So yeah, as long as my hands were clean when I dried them. Yeah.
Okay. I do that too, not as much as I should, but I use a paper towel like every 5 seconds in the kitchen, and I'm aware that I'm doing it. I think this is shameful, the amount of paper towels you're using. An average paper towel, a quality paper towel, each paper towel is like 25 to 30 cents. So if you can imagine yourself throwing a quarter in the garbage can, like every 5 minutes, like I do, it kind of puts it in your mind that I'm throwing away too many paper towels. A lot of people use, cloth towels, and I do keep one hanging on my cutting board and use it to dry my hands off as much as possible. But cleaning counters and stuff in the kitchen, I go through, I don't know, probably a roll of paper towels a day or almost a roll,
I understand.
which is insane. So think about that. Bars of soap. Do you use liquid soap in the shower or bar soap?
We have a bar of soap, but we've used both in the past.
Okay, I think bar soap is more economical. I use that sometimes with a scrubby because that way it gets it foamy enough, rub the
Yeah.
scrubby on. But a lot of people are taking the slivers of their soap and packing them all together, and eventually they'll meld into one if you squish them and when they're wet. And
Yeah, we do that too.
okay, it's not pretty, it's not
No, it's
glamorous.
almost kind of fun though, seeing what shapes you can get your soap in.
You can do little sculptures. This one guy said he saves them, he uses them till they get really small and then he throws them in, he keeps them in a little glass dish on top of his washing machine and actually throws them in and washes his clothes. But that sounds like a bachelor thing to me.
Wow, that is a pretty good idea though.
I know. I just wonder if you get like soap film. That's what I think is right.
Perhaps. I
This
probably
other
wouldn't
one,
wash my clothes in them, but you
no, I
could
don't know about
wash your
that.
shoes or whatever you needed in it. Yeah.
You can actually put those slivers in a nylon bag, like a cosmetic. You can go to the store and find these nylon. They're almost like the scrubbies, but it's a nylon bag, tight closed, and use that as a scrubby with your soap pieces actually inside the
Oh
nylon
yeah.
bag.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty good idea. A coffee. I use the iPods. Is it iPods? No, I use the pods. That's the only thing Apple doesn't own is the coffee, or maybe they do. I don't know. But that's my mom drinks 1 cup of coffee a day, keeps it to that, and I drink coffee sometimes, but usually hot tea through that. And the cheapest pods are at Family Dollar if you have one of those in your area.
Okay.
Somebody checked around, and that is, it's not might not be your brand coffee, but are you a coffee girl? You're not, are you?
No, Dan drinks a cup in the morning.
Does he use like a Keurig, the pods?
Yes, yes. So I'll be going to Family Dollar.
Okay. Milk. How often do you throw away milk that went bad before you finished it? Ever?
A little too often, so I actually started buying half of a carton instead of a full.
Very good. Very good. You can actually freeze milk.
Mm,
I'm not sure for how long. I had it written down here and I don't see the how long it before it goes bad, but you can actually freeze it, like pour it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. And this person buys evaporated milk and actually mixes it whenever they want a glass of milk. I never thought of that. Does that sound
mm.
icky?
I don't know. I've never tried it. I'll have to get back with you on that one.
Okay. I've always wondered what powdered milk was for. All right. Eyeglasses. The most economical eyeglass source online is Costco.
They do have a nice selection.
And you can actually buy frame, like if you like the frames and you break a lens or your lens gets scratched or they're just not your prescription anymore, you can actually take a frame and have lenses made. Just keep reusing the frames because a lot of times those frames are really expensive.
Mhm.
All right. And zennyoptical.com is the secondary source, which is good pricing and selection. I always get my glasses online now. What do you think the most economical entree meal would be?
Are we talking about a fast food like eat out?
No, cooking.
Oh, okay. Um, probably a chicken dinner.
Interesting. Well, could be chicken, soups, stews with beans as the main ingredient. Obviously, beans are going to be cheaper than any kind of meat is going to be. But
Right.
soups and stews go a long way and they really fill you up because they have a lot of water content in them. And then you can freeze them. They
Mm,
reheat well.
okay.
You can add, if you get down to dregs of the pan after a couple of days, you can actually just replenish, throw what's in there, what you have, like a catch-all stew. My mom used to do that.
Oh yeah. Made
Yep.
for some really good eating.
Potluck, that's what they got.
Yeah.
So you eating at home is obviously more economical than cooking. Now, if you live alone, that could be debated, uh, depending on where you get your fast food. I don't know if not going to be as healthy. There's going to be a lot more sodium in fast food. Dumpster dive. This woman says always dumpster dive first. I've never
First.
been in a dumpster before you go shopping.
Well, I have to say I have done a dumpster dive a
Have you
couple of
really?
times.
You probably saw
Not
something
to,
cute sticking out, didn't you?
I did. I mean, yeah, there was this place that used to throw away things all the time. They're really good stuff. And I, I, it was clean back there. And so I just was checking it out.
See your little feet sticking out of the dumpster. I don't want to shame anybody because there are some people who have to resort to, even like it, because we're from the South, roadkill. I know people who eat fresh roadkill if they see it being hit, or they somehow can tell if the deer is freshly obliterated by the pickup truck.
Right. I would not be aware of that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's too cuckoo. I've never eaten deer meat, so I don't know. Okay.
I wouldn't know what to do with it off the side of the road if I got it.
Oh yeah, you'd have to know how to dress it. You need to get you a good old redneck boy who knows how to do
I, I ain't got one of those.
that. So we have established that Dinah will jump in a dumpster if she sees something cute sticking out the top of it.
Yeah.
All right. Wash Ziploc bags and reuse. I do this.
Yeah, guilty.
How do you wash them? Do you put them in the dishwasher or you just rinse them out?
Ah, I didn't know you could put them in the dishwasher, but I
Yeah.
just rinse them out and put a little soap in there and let them air dry.
Yeah. I think it depends on what's in it. Like if I have some kind of meat or moldy cheese or whatever, I don't. But I use a lot of them
Oh, yeah.
over.
Agreed.
Okay. They're expensive.
They are.
Before buying something new, let's say if you were going to entertain and you had a crock pot and you thought, I could use two crock pots so that people could just scoop out of them, go to a thrift store because there you're going to find 10 million crock pots.
Got every one color, shape, design, anything you want. They got it.
Yeah, and just like glasses, drinking glasses, if you're like having a party and you've only got 8 drinking glasses, there's tons of glassware and dishware and
Mm-hmm. Lots of really
everything.
good stuff.
Yeah. There are apps that if you buy something, go to a store and buy something, you have a receipt to scan in that will take receipts and give you money back depending on what's on the receipt. And I used that for a while several years ago, and it actually worked for me. I used it at Kroger, and would just run my phone over the receipt, and it would pick up things that had special deals, and they'd give me rewards back. But I got a new phone and never put it back on. Have you ever tried any of those?
Well, of course not. Girl, I'm not that tech savvy. Oh.
Talk to
I'm
Danny
back.
about
I'm back with the coupon cutting era.
how funny. Well, if you think about it, sometimes, time is money.
Sure,
And you have to weigh the time against the savings doing all that.
you do.
All right. But there are one like Ibotta is a good app that I've heard it is. I don't actually have it for scanning in receipts and getting rewards back. Okay, birthday cards. Have you ever looked at the back of a birthday card, how much they are?
Have you ever paid for one?
Yes. Greeting cards in general. I mean, you think, well, I'll just get a card and put money in it. That's what I'll do for my nephews and nephew. And my niece said one day, Dina, just look at the back of the card and whatever it costs, just give me that money and say I love you and give me a hug. And I thought, that makes
Right.
sense.
Right. Yeah, it's very expensive, but a lot of times you get your really good words and what your point is trying to be. And there are times where I feel it's appropriate, but for the most part, I think just a nice little plain card that's empty that
Mhm.
has your own words of whatever it is you're talking about is
Yeah.
usually better.
I'm not a person who looks so much at price. I should be, but I'm like, this is what I've come in here for. I'm going to get it and I'm going to leave with it. That's generally what I do, with small purchases like that. But And then the person feels pressure if it's a really cute card to keep it. I keep most of my cards in a box, but it's like, how long am I supposed to keep this card and not be cold, not be cold-hearted before I toss it?
I think that's very individualistic, and I have a box of cards, and actually, some of my most treasured cards are ones that you've given me through the years.
Oh,
So
Diana.
there you go.
You have my permission to purge them if you ever want to, you know.
And say such sweet things, and it reminds me of times gone by. So I'm good with my little box.
Yeah, I generally will write a personal note
You
in a
do.
card to make it more personal, generally. Again, time is money. They're standing there looking at all those cards in the drugstore. Some people don't have, I mean, in the store, they don't have time to do it, or they don't have time to write a note. It's like, I got to get these cards, put money in them. I got to go. I got to go.
Gotta go, gotta go.
All right, borrowing from your neighbors. Like if
Mm.
you need to blow off leaves out of the off the back of your patio, go see if they have a leaf blower you can borrow. If you think I'm not going to do this again until next fall, probably I don't have big leaf problem.
Mhm.
Get to know your neighbors, not just for that, obviously, but they may have a drill or saw that you can use and not need to go buy a new one. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. That's what people used to do all the time. Times were hard. You depended on your neighbor.
Mhm. And
Or
then you
kids.
might can do something for in return for them.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Okay.
If they need a wheelbarrow or a weed eater, then you're there.
Right, exactly. All right. You can lower your electricity bill significantly, according to this energy website I went to, by hanging your clothes to dry on even an indoor clothesline. They make those that retract, put
Hmm.
a little on your wall and then stretch it across. And because the dryer obviously uses a significant amount of electricity, and I never thought about it.
You and I need to go to a dryer class, Dina.
Dryers 101. I hang a lot of my clothes to dry because they're delicate,
Yeah.
uh,
Yes.
but if you don't put your clothes in the dryer, they're kind of crunchy, generally.
Right?
Crunchy and wrinkly. Shopping. People with shopping addictions, impulse buying. You can implement ad blockers when you're online so the little cute things don't pop up, all the little ads don't pop up, and you say, "Ooh." I go into a deep dive sometimes when I go on social media and something pops up and I click on that and that takes me somewhere else, somewhere there. Sure enough, I click buy.
Yeah. You got to be careful.
I don't even know who I'm buying from. And I'll do it and forget I even did it. And then a couple of weeks later, something will show up and I think, surprise, what's in this package? And I'll be like, oh yeah, that was an impulse lip gloss. It's never anything I ticket, but little things add up.
And then you got to pay the bill at the end of the month. And then it
Exactly.
really comes home to you.
And it's usually stuff I don't even end up liking. It's not the right shade or it didn't do what it said it would, that kind of thing. I'll tell you something that I do, and it was actually on this list, is I pretend shop. Like I'll sit down on a site that I really like and put things in the cart, shop, shop, shop. And then I just let it sit there for a couple of days and go back and I think, nah.
On the other end are going, okay, why does she not hit that send button? She has all these items in her cart. What's the issue here?
Yeah, they will send you a reminder. You have things in your cart.
Right?
Yes, I know.
See?
Having a garden. I have had gardens in the past, like tomatoes, zucchini, cucumber, that just a small garden. And it really ended up being more trouble than my yield, and stuff went bad or it wasn't had worms
Hmm.
in it or
Hmm.
it just for the time it took me, I think it cost me money. What about yourself? Have you ever gardened?
Oh yeah. As I was a young girl, we lived out on 10 acres on a farm, and we had a huge garden, and those green bean and corn aisles seem to never stop. It's like, oh, how long is this row of beans?
Yeah, we had one too when I was young. We had a plot of land with my grandmother's old house on it, and now that size of garden, although it does take a lot of time, will save you money for sure. But that's a lot of work.
A lot of work, but that's what I grew up on. So, yes, I've done a garden. I can say I have, and I've ate from it, and I actually love it. I think it is fun, but the rows were really too long.
Yeah. More beans, more beans. All right, you can become part of a community garden in a lot of places where you share the plot. You just go put
Yeah.
in your work, and that way there's not so much food that you're not, you can, it'll be enough for you and not let any left over. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's go through them these quickly. Use the salmon out of its can of salmon, or if you get fresh salmon, use the juices from it and pour it over your dog's kibble. They will love you for it. It's good for their coat and their skin. And
Okay.
plus, sometimes I'm like, where am I going to pour this stinky juice? You know?
Now you know where.
Yeah, down my dog's throat. All right. Don't be afraid to return items. I'm the world's worst at returning stuff that doesn't fit or that I don't
Mm-mm.
like.
No, that's me.
You're a bad returner.
Terrible. 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 Terrible.
I
It
just hate.
usually goes into the Goodwill.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
forget about it. Life is
Yeah.
busy.
I do too. And then I think it's too late now. It's been so long now.
Right.
Groom your own dog.
I do
E-
that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's expensive. Whew. This one,
Mercy.
and Diana, you can tell me whether or not this is true. Eat at hospital cafeterias.
Well, does that mean you have a choice? Or
No, like I'm going to go out and get some food real quick. I think I'll go into the hospital and eat in the cafeteria.
I don't think I've ever thought that, but I worked at the hospital for 33 years, so I'm probably not the person to be asking that question.
Yeah. I just wonder if the
Uh,
prices are cheaper there.
mm, I mean, you get an employee discount. I never really figured in how much that was, but I was like you. I just went there to get some food and I paid for it because I knew that's what it cost me.
Yeah.
Didn't really evaluate it, but no, I've never gone, then let's go to the hospital for dinner and let's
Wouldn't that
get
be
some.
romantic?
Yeah, no, I've never done that.
Take your little candle and sit on the table. Well, obviously if you get a discount, it would be, but they're just talking about a general citizen would go and eat at the hospital cafeteria. I feel like they have you held captive there so they could charge you whatever they want and it wouldn't be cheaper, but
All right.
some people swear by it. If your baby carrots turn white, just peel them.
Hmm.
There's a
I didn't
good,
know carrots turned white.
yeah, I've kept them long enough where they get that white. It's not mold. I don't know what it, I guess they just get dried up, but there's a good carrot in there somewhere.
You could come
Order the,
clean your refrigerator.
I do, I do. I gotta do that. Number one, organize. Uh, order the kids' meal. It's plenty of food, generally more than you need, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, and at Wendy's they have the child size little the chocolate, whatever they call that, the ice cream, the
Yeah, the
slushy.
frosting.
Frosty, there you go, that's the word. Yeah, I'll have to get the small one. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's just the little taste that you need. Yeah, I used to think when I was like a teenager and I thought I was too old for a kids' meal, and I was afraid I would get arrested if I ordered a kids' meal.
Oh, cute, cute.
I'd say,
Yeah,
I'm getting
understand.
this for my little non-existent brother at home. All right. Do your own nails, hands and feet.
Yep, I do that.
I do too. Go to a beauty school if you don't want to do it yourself or you can't see well, you don't have dexterity to do, you can't reach your feet. That gets harder as you get older. But the beauty school places will give you a discount uh, just to practice on you.
Yeah, and the experiences I've had have been excellent, so
Oh,
I would
good.
highly recommend that.
Excellent. Use a Brita water pitcher or your water filter on your fridge rather than buy bottled water. I'm going to keep buying bottled water. I'm sorry.
It's just they get taste better, and I like the high pH water.
Oh, you do? Yeah, that is better for you, isn't it?
Yes.
You can actually refill jugs of water at Kroger is one store for 250, like a big water jug for 250. For entertainment, discover your local library again to read books, magazines, rent DVDs. I don't have a DVD. I'm not sure many people have DVD players anymore, but there is really no reason to buy a book unless it takes you a long time to read a book, which it does me kind of. And free podcasts like this one are
Ye-
entertaining.
Yay! Go Gina and Diana.
Yeah, just leave comments and reviews and
Yes.
share.
Yes.
Use shower caps to put over bowls to save leftovers.
Okay, never heard of that. Take that into account.
Yeah, that way you can reuse them over and over. Oatmeal, oatmeal, oatmeal. If you're hungry, 3 eggs, 2 yolks, 1 white. 2 eggs, 1 yolk. If you're hungry, 4 eggs, 2 yolks, 1 white. 2 eggs, 1 yolk. If you're hungry, 4 eggs, 2 yolks, 1 white. You're on a
Mm.
budget, you're getting through a hard time, you've got a lot of people to feed. You can add, have you ever heard of savory oatmeal? You can add onions, peppers, an egg, avocados, and have a savory oatmeal. Are you getting sick?
No, I was just gonna say you're gonna have to doctor up that oatmeal with a lot of stuff in order for me to be able to eat it.
I could kind of see it if it had onions and tomatoes and all that in it.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Uh, Take saving as a fun game. See how much you can save each week. Like say, I'm going to save 20 bucks this week and see if you can meet that. And then, of course, you would have to be keeping up with your spending to do that. Cut the cable and buy an antenna. I have way too much to watch. I have all the streaming services and it's just insane, overwhelming and insane.
Actually, Dad was going through the TV the other night, and I think there was like 400 plus channels. And I said, why in the world do we need all these channels? Today I feel like we have a plethora of everything. There's so much of everything. If we can get back to the basics of what you've been thinking and talking about, I feel like we can get back to, again, saving money for the future or saving money to help somebody else. Reuse a bag. Do your own nails every once in a while. Do the things that we suggested. And I've actually learned, Dina, a lot of things and a lot of tips. So thank you for having this episode. I've really enjoyed it. But I feel like are such a society of convenience that we forget there's other ways to do things. Does it take a little more time? Sometimes, but in the long run, it can actually be kind of fun. So I'm going to use a shower cap tonight when I get done with dinner, and I'm going to see what Dan thinks about it in the morning tomorrow when he opens up the refrigerator and sees a shower cap.
Well, be sure to wash your shower cap app. There's just out first. There's just a few more things here. Just raise your hand if you want to comment. Otherwise, I'll just say them out for our listeners here. Write on your credit and debit card with a Sharpie, do I really need this? And that way, when you pull it out, you see that message. Uh,
That's funny.
as far as all your subscriptions that you've probably forgotten you even have, and you may even have like two channels on one subscription if we're talking about television. Rocket Money is an app you can put on your phone that will scan through all your things and say, did you know this? You're paying $300 a month for all this stuff, but you're not even opening the apps. And they will actually unsubscribe for you. You know, if you have a hard time doing that or you're awkward about it or you forget, and they'll keep unsubscribe till they actually will unsubscribe you. You do have to pay a fee, and I should have looked it up, but I don't know what it is. That's called Rocket Money. Put peanut butter on pasta. Sounds kind of good.
Yeah.
Better than the oatmeal, right?
Yes.
Listen for roosters in the morning when you wake up. If you hear one, go find that house and see if you can buy eggs from them.
There you go. Got to be kind of in the country to hear that to do that. You have a lot of city people
Yeah.
listening.
There are some places where you can have chickens, and a lot of people do it just for fun for a while. They realize that are a lot of work. I used to work for a lot of people with hobby farms, and we had more eggs than we could do with. And she was always saying, "Take them home, give them to somebody." And I'm like, "I've already given them to everybody I know." So you have good chickens. Then, although my egg prices have come down a lot, I've noticed we eat eggs a lot. Okay, save onion and garlic skins in a glass like candy jar. Put it on your stove, and then you can use that for broth. Just boiled water or a little bit of chicken broth and pour those skins in there and get a lot of flavor off of them. Obviously, you want to wash them.
Mm.
Use vinegar and lemon to clean your house.
Mm.
Cleaning products are very expensive, except that you might be a senior and look for senior citizen discounts. Swallow your pride, Dina, swallow your pride. Ask
Swallow
for
your
it at
pride, keep your money.
exactly. I have a friend who does that everywhere we go. And I said, would you just shut up and quit saying, do you give a senior citizen discount? She said, no, you can go away if you're embarrassed, but I'm going to ask. And some places like 50 and 55, they will even give you a discount. So if you're in that age range, take advantage of it. If possible, walk or ride a bike rather than drive your car. Now this is a little cuckoo. Toothpaste. This woman said, I wasted so much toothpaste because it would sink to the bottom of my toothbrush bristles. So I squirt the toothpaste on my finger and rub my finger around on my teeth to get it on there. And then I brush with the toothbrush.
Mm.
Thoughts?
Well, no, because you're still using toothpaste.
Yep. She says her skit settles down in the bottom of her bristles at the bottom. She can't get to it. I've never had that happen.
I've never had that happen. I brush
Mm.
my teeth all the time.
I do mine just about every day. Yeah.
No, I do like 10 times a day. My dentist tells me I do too much.
Yeah, I remember you saying that because you're working with the public, so you feel like, oops, somebody's
Right.
coming. I got to brush my teeth. Use soft bristles, honey.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And actually, we encourage you to eat at home and make your meals. But if this does say eat out once a week as a treat, but choose a local restaurant to support the local economy and your local businesses. And that you feel like you're doing good rather than wasting money, you know.
Exactly. Yes.
Ditch the paper plates, bowls, forks, spoons, and cups.
Mm-hmm.
You're just throwing them away. You know, my mom said, buy, I live with my mother and help her. And she said, buy paper plates and cups and everything plastic because I don't want you to have to do so many dishes for just the two of us. But we end up washing the plastic cups and the forks and spoons and reusing them. So I'm back where I am. And join a buy nothing completely free Facebook group. I'm in one. People have things they don't want to have a yard sale for a couple of things. They say I'm putting it on my porch. It's free. Come get it. There's a lot of good stuff you'll find on there. One
That
man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
that is absolutely correct.
Always look for freebies every month at restaurants if you're for your birthday. If you have a birthday month, just go on a sugar tour because there's always
Oh,
cookies, cupcakes, whatever they're giving away. Normally, you'll have to buy something else, but treat yourself on your birthday for the freebies. And restaurants will have food deals. Go get their apps, the restaurants you frequent, and look what their deal is for this month because there's usually a monthly deal that changes every month. And I would say personally, Diana, in closing, don't let your pride stop you from saving money, asking for the senior citizen discount, using coupons, whether they're electronic or paper, asking, can you give me a discount on this? Will this be on sale soon? Waiting to buy things on the sale days that you know are coming up. Do a little research as much as your time will allow because time is money. And if you really need it, visit food banks. I know that could feel awkward. It could be just a temporary situation. It's nothing to be ashamed of. That's what they're there for. If you're not going to get
right,
that food, they're going to throw it away. So,
right,
do you have any
right, right,
final
right.
thoughts, sweet friend?
I say do the best for yourself and your family that you can do in the moment and have respect for yourself. Go out every day and do the best that you can do. Get up and be better today than you were yesterday and continue to take the tips that Dina is so awesome at sharing with us. And we hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you on Sunday for Giggles and Gratitude. Don't miss it. It's going to be fantastic, and you'll miss a blessing if you're not there. All right. See you then. Bye bye.
Bye. Love you guys.